And of course, in studio, we are joined by Honorable Franklin Makanga. He is the MCA Chaani ward. Good morning, Honorable Franklin Makanga. How are you doing?
I'm well. I thank God.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So we want to look at different things, but I want us to start with the e-procurement system. You're conversant with that. So the purpose, if we're looking at the e-procurement system, was introduced to promote transparency. I would like to believe that was the purpose, and reduce corruption. However, some governors have opposed it, and they're citing issues such as delays, inefficiency, or loss of control. Now, why do you think that the governors are opposing the electronic procurement system?
Well, I don't have the mandate to speak on behalf of the governors as an MCA.
Okay.
However, I have my reservations as far as the EG, that is the electronic government procurement system, is concerned. You see, this is a way of centralizing procurement system by the national government.
Yes.
And we have seen such projects or such programs introduced by the president, one of them being the mandatory payment of all services through e-citizen.
Yeah.
And the outcome is out here, that billions have been lost out of the same. So having a centralized system of procurement, this is to mean that the national government may want to be in control of the tendering process around all the 47 counties.
Yeah.
And this erodes the spirit of devolution. The essence of devolution was to bring services closer, including procurement, to make sure that every county has its own needs, and therefore having a centralized procurement system, this would mean delaying the process, reintroducing the bureaucracies, just like it is right now. For them to access the equitable share, they have to go through the national treasury. And that's why we always have delays, that the counties are not getting their funds on time. So having a centralized procurement system, you see, they'll tell you that it's systemized, so it's so automatic, and they quote it that they want transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
But we have accountability from the onset, from the already existing systems. We have the e-citizen. Do we have transparency out of it? Have we seen efficiency out of it? Or it has added more corruption? So I think the governors have their reservations and they have their rights in line with the Constitution of Kenya 2010, because the county governments are independent. And as much as we have the intergovernmental relations, but the procurement process should be left to the governors to do their job. Though we know the governors also have used this to do business and to award tenders to their favorites, to their cohorts and proxies. Again, that is another thing that maybe we need to have it addressed. Maybe we get a system that will be tailor-made for every county and make sure that we have efficiency. Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with, so first of all, you've mentioned the e-citizen, and of course we've seen the discrepancies with the e-citizen platform.
Yes.
So there's lack of trust.
Yeah.
That if this is consolidated, there's lack of trust from procuring things on e-citizen platform.
Yeah.
All right. Number two, you've also said that the governors, the county governments are independent.
Yes.
And they should be able to operate on their own.
Yeah, because you see, the reason why we have devolution, the spirit was first to bring efficiency.
Yeah.
The time taken for one to do procurement through a national platform is different from when the same procurement is done at the county level. We understand we have those issues, but again, the county governments, in line with the Constitution of Kenya, that Kenyans adopted it in 2010 and promulgated on 27th August. One of the reasons was to make sure that each and every county is independent. Now, let me give you an example from the medical perspective. We have a hospital like Coast General, despite the fact that Mombasa residents have issues with that facility right now. But here we have a process of procuring drugs from the hospital. And then we have now to follow a process that it has to go through the national government.
Yeah.
We have had issues. Let's look at all the platforms that are under the national government, including KUSIP, when they're placing students in school. We have a moment or a time when the systems are not working. And this is not because the systems are not working. It's because people behind the systems have their interests. So it will be very easy for Barisa procuring, putting up the same figure, bidding for the same thing, but because I'm not on the far end of the system, I'm not able to know that Barisa also tendered a bid of the same amount. So I'll go ahead and award Angel because I know Angel.
What kind of control do the governors have, or rather do the county governments have when it comes to the e-procurement system? What kind of control do they have?
I doubt if they have any. Yeah.
So it's solely on the national government?
Yes. And then the other thing is, you see, as much as they want to roll out this this program, are the counties prepared for this? Do they have the systems? Have they trained the procurement officers in the counties? Or will having people struggling to even make sure that the system works? Have they done capacity building? The answer is no. And if they have done capacity building as a national government, why should they do so to county staffs? Because these are devolved staffs.
Don't you think this would regulate corruption in the county governments? Because again, we see the same county governments are... there's corruption in the county governments. A lot of money is being wasted in the county governments.
Angel, you think having an electronic system will cure corruption in Kenya?
Would it?
No. If that will have removed or eradicated corruption in Kenya, we wouldn't have lost billions in the e-citizen. And Ruto should be telling us where those funds went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say we let the governors to run, or rather to do things as they normally do, looking at the county governments right now, where you celebrated 13 years of devolution, is it appropriate to still let the governors run loose?
You see, the issue of corruption, Angel, is not even an issue of governors. This is an issue that we as a society, we are morally rotten.
Okay.
So we don't need systems to instill values in the people serving in the public service.
Yeah.
It's until that time when right from the head, that is from the president, we'll have a person who has integrity and the moral authority to say this is it, and it becomes the...
All right.
Yeah.
Sasa hapo kwenye haya mambo yenu ya procurement. Mheshimiwa, sawa, hii historia kutoka huko kwa serikali kuu kuja huko chini unaitilia walakin na which ina walakin, mimi nimekubaliana naye. Kwa sasa hivi mfumo wa procurement kwa serikali za county, wewe uko kwenye serikali ya county, unafanyikaje?
Kwa sasa licha ya kwamba unafanyika manually, kwamba katika kufanya bidding utajaza manually, bado iko na the element ya electronic. Kwa sababu ndio hizi approval zote zifanyike, we have the IFMIS, ambayo bado is an electronic system.
Yes.
You have to upload those documents, wafanye evaluation, waone kwamba ziko sawa, ndio proceed to the next level, ifanywe approvals, award letter ifanyike. And even for the payments, it's done electronically.
Okay.
Si ati unaenda kuingia kwa procurement office uwekewe milioni 5 ya kazi uliyofanya. Lazima ipitie IFMIS, na hiyo IFMIS bado is controlled by the national government.
Okay.
Yes. IFMIS bado is under the control of the national government. So as it is now, kuna some efficiency. Na pia iko na ile turnaround time imepungua, kwa sababu sasa kila county inajifanyia.
Okay, so mimi nitakupatia mfano ambao uko hai na ni mimi nilisikia. Alafu wewe utaniambia. Kuna governor mmoja sehemu fulani kwenye hinge. Alikuwa kwenye mkutano kama hivi ambavyo tuko hapa. Na Miriam ama Angel vile ambavyo unamuita, akasema kwamba mimi bana ile tenda sikupata. Wewe ndio governor. Ukaniambia mimi, wewe si wajua nimekuandika kazi hapo. Mbona Miriam hajapata? Ni apate huyo. Hiyo ni IFMIS.
You know, Baresa. Wajua, if such a declaration is made, that's an illegality. Kwa sababu governor hafai kuwa in control of the procurement system. Licha ya kwamba tunajua haya mambo yote huwa yanafanyika kisiasa. Na kama yeye labda alitamka hilo, basi taasisi za kiusalama na zinazohusika zingefaa kufuatilia ni jinsi gani katika serikali hiyo wanafanya masuala yao ya procurement. Lakini mimi nikwambie ukweli. Nikwambie ukweli Barisa, leo hii procurement ikifanyika under the national government, mtarudi hapa kusema kwamba siku hizi wanaopewa tenda basi ni watu wa kabila fulani. kwa sababu wale ambao wako in control ya hii system, they will always do all that is within their powers to award their favorites.
Now if kama hivyo ndivyo ilivyo, basi hata huku inafanyika kama huko.
Inafadhali
so you would rather
afadhali tuumizwe na hawa tunaowajua kuliko kuumizwa
kuliko na hawa ambao zimu likujualo
halikuli likakumaliza boss.
Franklin, if we were to look at because I would like to believe there's some good in this. There's some good in this. From your perspective, what should be done? What can be done to make the e-procurement system more acceptable and functional for county governments? Because the president alisema kama utaki toka.
May I suggest if we have it broken down, so that the very same system is devolved to the counties.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to reduce the bureaucracies. Just to make sure that whoever is the final person being in control is not at a centralized place. If we'll have maybe an officer at the county level who will be making same approvals as it will have been at the national level, considering and taking care of all the issues around the system, then that would be fair. Instead of all the 47 counties, including the national government, now those are 48 governments procuring from the same system.
Yeah. All right. We are speaking to Honorable Franklin Makanga, is an MCA Chaani ward. If you have any question for us, 0700917917. We have looked at the e-procurement system, and now we are going to look at our president has been in power for 3 years. What does that look like? Is he... Has he delivered according to your expectation? We'll be right back. We are joined by MCA Chaani ward, Honorable Franklin Makanga, and we're looking at stories that made headlines across the weekend. Franklin, I want on this second part, I want to start with the Standard newspaper, and on the front page there they had, of course, they have our president, and they say debt horror. And they say that since President William Ruto took over the country, has been borrowing a troubling 2.29 million per minute, 137.5 million per hour, and 3.3 billion per day. As he marks 3 years in office this week, Ruto has so far borrowed 3.5 trillion. And they've even compared this to former president and late President Mwai Kibaki, and so the government has borrowed 3.5 trillion in the last 3 years, which translates to 3.3 billion a day. President Kibaki did a lot of development, yet he borrowed only 1.2 trillion shillings for 10 years. And the question there is, where is the 1.2 trillion shilling we are borrowing going to? When you look at the presidency, from your view, how would you assess President Ruto's performance so far?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
4?
Why?
Out of 10, umesema 4 ama ndio ulikuwa watu aje?
Amesema 4.
Out of 10, 4 over 10.
Yeah. Break it down.
You see, we should come out of the politics of public relations.
Okay.
For 3 years, this is a leader who had manifesto. But right now he has abandoned the manifesto. And all he does right now, they have resorted to empowerments, which for me, they're just political tools. Now, it is very unfair. It is very unfair that as a leader, he has lost the focus. He really doesn't know what he wants for this nation, other than the affordable housing, which is struggling to deliver, and SHA, which is already having cartels. And that's why I have issues with the entire government on how they do their things. So the government has failed, and he needs to offer an apology to the people of Kenya. Yeah.
Okay, so you think the bottom-up economic model has not worked in any way?
It's no longer bottom-up. It's up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those who are already on the top, they are the ones benefiting from this whole thing. And that's why Duale, even with the corruption going on in his department or his ministry, he still has the guts to stand before cameras and say the way he says and speak the way he speaks. And there's no apology. If this will have been in the previous regimes, by now Duale and Murkomen will have resigned.
Forced to resign.
But you see, right now they have state protection. Yeah, whatever they do is part of the presidency.
When you say 4, that means something has worked. What has worked for you?
I've said only the affordable housing. We've seen at least some housing units, which again does not correlate with the figures that have been spent. We have SHA, which is partly struggling to breathe. But those are the only things that we can stand and show that at least he has made an attempt. In SHA, we've lost already billions since it was rolled out. And those people who are benefiting from the cartel or from the funds lost through SHA are part of the government. To be precise, part of the cabinet. So there's nothing that we can show, there's nothing that we can tell the people. And this is for sure.
Yeah.
This is for sure that Kenyans right now are struggling even to put a meal on the table. Imagine someone earning a salary of 25,000 or 30,000 is contributing to affordable housing when they sure they will not get this house.
How sure are you?
Are you sure you'll get?
I'm not content.
I am sure they will not get. So if the government is sure they will deliver and make sure that everybody who contributes get a house, let them give us the evidence on how they'll do it.
Do you support the fact that Kenyans were forced to contribute to the housing levy?
I can't support because personally I'm struggling right now. The little amount of money I was getting right now is going to affordable housing, and I'm sure I will not get a house.
Do you need the house?
I don't need. I already have a house.
So what would you have rather?
The thing will have been,
yes,
if the government intended to do this project, out of these funds that they're stealing, they will have used those funds to build houses for Kenyans.
Which funds are they being stolen?
We even have lost funds from the e-citizen. That's not news. We have the reports from the Auditor General.
All the time.
So all these funds that are now being used, including the funds that were used to impeach Gachagua, those funds were enough to do housing units in Mombasa, at least to help our people get houses in Moroto. If that will have been done, even in heaven, God will have created a space for Ruto.
Okay. So if we're looking at the president's, because we spoke about his manifestos, right? And I want to break it down and tell me which one. You've said the housing has worked in part.
I mean, somebody in a struggle.
Housing in a struggle.
It's shy in a struggle.
Yes.
Everything. You go
so
for
agriculture and food security. It was around the 5 pillars, right? Agriculture and food security, micro, small and medium enterprise and financing, housing and settlement, health access, ICT and creative economy. Of this, you're only giving a thumbs up to housing. Partly.
And if it's a score out of percentage,
yes,
it can't be above 50%.
Okay. So the president...
Hapo kwa micro Miriam.
Micro, small and medium enterprise?
Karibu niseme help. This thing.
Gani?
Hii ya kupeana pesa.
Now imagine...
Which one? Hustler Fund.
Yeah, yes.
Now imagine...
Hustler
Fund was introduced to provide affordable credit to the small traders, or wale wanaitwa mama mboga. But I can tell you, waliopata hizo pesa wengi, waliopata zaidi ya 50,000 kwenda mbele, si mama mboga na watu wa bodaboda. Mimi nikiwa MCA, ile qualification niko nayo ni 1,000. Now with 1,000 you can't even fuel my pikipiki hapo chini kurudi Chaani. So that is to mean walitengeneza mahali ambapo watapata nafasi ya kusema pesa zilichukuliwa na wananchi. But ukweli ni kwamba ni hawa wamechukua. And that's why I'm saying the issue of corruption in this country ni ugonjwa ambao lazima upate daktari anajielewa. Si daktari Ruto lakini daktari ambaye anaelewa na haya matatizo, ako tayari kujitosa kuhakikisha kwamba wanapata suluhu.
Now, tuje hapo, manake tunazungumzia miaka 3 ya rais. Rais alipoingia mbolea ilikuwa shilingi 7,000, unakubali? Ndio. Alipoingia mbolea ikaenda 2,500, unakubali?
Barisa,
basi
nakubali.
Umakubali.
Yes.
Production ya chakula hapa nchini ikaongezeka magunia kutoka milioni ngapi yale tukafika mpaka 40 na kitu milioni. Hayo ni mahindi tu.
Hayo mahindi yako wapi?
Si yako huku, si
wapi?
Kwa magala huko.
Yanalimwa wapi?
Kwenye sehemu ambazo kwamba inalimwa.
Ambapo ni wapi?
Kericho huko, Trans Nzoia huko.
Kwa shamba la nani?
Mashamba watu wanalima. Mbona nikambe unalenga kwamba kuna shamba la mtu?
I like the questions he's asking.
na mbolea umekubali kwamba mwananchi alipata mbolea.
Lakini unajua shida ni kwamba hata mbolea haikuwa ghali. Mbolea ilikuwa inapandishwa bei na hao ambao wako kwa serikalini. Because the cartel in the government is just so webbed ya kwamba hauwezi jua kwamba huyo na deal naye ndio huyo. Kwa hivyo hizi vitu zote wakati unaona gharama zinaenda juu, wakati sijui unaona nini nafanyika, huwa wanahusika hawa wakubwa boss.
Kwa hivyo hao ndio wahusika wakuu wa kwamba mbolea ilipanda, na wao ndio wahusika wakuu kwamba mbolea imeshuka.
Yes.
Alafu pia huamini kama mwananchi ndio analima, kuna watu ambao kwamba wanalima.
Na hilo hata wewe unalijua. Na tumeona wale wenye mashamba makubwa ni hao ambao wanashukisha mbolea ikishaingia, wakishatumia rasilimali ya serikali, ndio sasa bei zinapanda. Na zikipanda you are not in control because they are the ones who determine the prices. Ndio watengeneze faida yao. Kama sasa tunaelekea kwa uchaguzi, utaona ile miujiza itafanyika.
Okay. So when we were talking about 3 years of the presidency, we're also talking about now the governors being in these positions for 3 years as well, right? And if you were to look at your county, have you seen a change?
Wajua mimi labda nikisema nitambua twajitetea ama twajionea, lakini wananchi wa Mombasa wanaona yale ambayo yamefanyika ndani ya miaka 3. Baresa akiwa mmoja wao. Na nikisema kwamba county inaendelea vizuri, hata mbele ya Mungu nitakuwa nafanya dhambi. Kwa sasa yale madogo ambayo tumeweza kufanya, tuseme ya kuhakikisha kwamba kama vijana wamepata skills, tumeyafanya, lakini kwa uchache sana ukilinganisha na rasilimali ambazo tunafaa kuwa tumezitumia. Ukiangalia yale maendeleo ambayo tumefanya, na you can go to our Auditor General report, utarealize the consumption ama utumizi wa pesa za maendeleo ndani ya Mombasa haijafika 50%. Na ni jambo la kutamausha kwamba sisi kama bunge tunapitisha bajeti, pesa tunaweka, lakini katika hali ya kutumia ndio kunakuwa na changamoto. Let me tell you as a leader, I feel so bad when I still see, nikija hivi nimekutana na watoto wamefukuzwa shule kutoka Centralized Luanga kwa sababu ya karo, wakati hapa kuna pesa ambazo labda tungewasaidia hawa watoto zikafika shule mapema ili watoto wasifukuzwe. And it really hurt me that as early as 7 watoto washafukuzwa na rudi nyumbani. Na hawa ni watoto wa kisichana ambao sasa wataenda watoe uniform, wavae dresses, waingie mtaani. You can imagine what they will do in the streets. It's so unfortunate.
Where is that money going to?
Mimi najua hapa mlipo na afisi ya gavana Simbali. Mimi nitawashauri nyinyi kama media houses and the Fourth Estate, mtafute kikao na gavana, na haya maswali mnaniuliza mumuulize moja kwa moja ili tuweze kupata majibu halisia.
But you're an MCA.
Yes, of course, but we've been asking these questions.
What's your role as an MCA for the
I do oversight, I do representation and legislation.
Yes.
And let me tell you, at the assembly level, it's on Hansard and on record that mimi niliitisha statement ya kuuliza for the last 3 years maendeleo ama miradi ambayo imefanyika ni nini. And I can tell you it's a very sad state.
Okay, mheshimiwa, umesema kwamba nyinyi ndio mnachakachua bajeti. Wao wanatengeneza, wanawaletea. Mnachakachua kwamba department ya Miriam hii, department ya Barisa hii, department ya Franklin hii, pesa ni hizi. Kinabadilika kipi kikienda kule kwenye utekelezaji? What changes hapo katikati?
I think the issue here is around implementation. You see, if we pass a budget as an assembly according to the law, and you're supposed to use those funds to do development, and you don't do, you will not blame the assembly. So we have done our part. The onus and obligation now to implement is with the executive. I mean, we as an assembly, we can't force the governor to do projects.
Okay, sawa. Kwenye hiyo bajeti ambayo kwamba mlipitisha hela, for example, tutajie tu miradi gani ambayo kwamba mlipitisha kwenye hiyo bajeti na ambayo mpaka sasa haijafanyiwa kazi.
Well, it's a number of them.
Okay.
I believe you guys also do access our ADPs and
Yes.
CIDP.
Yes.
You can just check from them. We have so many projects that were supposed to be done, including the stadium that we have there. Right from the first year when we came into office, we've been allocating funds to have that project.
Which stadium?
The Mombasa Stadium. The one that has started for the last 5 years. Ile pale Tononoka.
Ndi ile mwaitengea pesa.
Siku itengea, pesa tumeweka ifanywe, lakini haijafanywa.
Mbona washtuka we?
Na hili, wajua hili, mimi ndio nasema, unaona hizi bureaucracies. Hizi bureaucracies ambazo zinaendelea katika serikali, ya kwamba jambo fulani haliwezi fanywa mpaka fulani aseme, ama haliwezi fanywa kwa sababu mwakilishi wadi huyu akona issues na executive. This government is not about personal relationships. It's about the people. I mean, these are not my money. Imagine today we don't use these funds, but tomorrow we are out of this seat, and the person that we will have denied this development is the resident of Mombasa. Yani kitu tungekuwa tunafanya ni kama tumewekwa in custody, tumepewa wajibu wa kufanya on behalf of God, tungekuwa tumefika mbali.
Let's zero in. Tuachane na stadium. Chaani ward. Kipi ambacho kimefanyika kulingana na bajeti, ama haujawahi pigania wakazi wa Chaani wapate maendeleo?
Mimi ile naweza sema Chaani kuna yale ambayo tumeweza kufanya, basi kwa mbinde nyingi sana ndio yafanyike. Moja wapo ikiwa kwamba kuna ECD yenye ilikuwa imekwama hizo miaka around 11 years. Ilikuwa imekwama. Mimi sasa ilibidi nisukume ile pending bill ya hiyo ECD ilipwe. As we speak, iko around 98% complete. But imagine, I feel so bad that for the last 3 years nimesukuma mradi ambao unafaa kuwa ulifanywa kamalizika. But then every day I have to wake up, go to the offices, guys, why is the contractor not on site? Because of a project that is less than 10 million to complete. I mean, we have billions at the county to use these funds to complete this project. We have a market that has stalled Barisa because of a balance of 17 million. What is 17 million out of 11 billion budget? Honestly. Right now, hii sahi ndio imewekwa kwa budget ya this financial year 2025-2026 to have the market, the new Chaani market to be completed. But we really have to, like every time lies matu watu kusukumana ndio vitu zifanyike.
Okay.
And that's why early this year we passed the Ward Equitable Development Bill. Kwa sababu tuliona vile vitu zinaenda si sawa. Tukasema sasa wacha tupitishe sheria at least 30% of the development budget iende kwa kila ward, whether governor anamtaka MCA ama hamtaki MCA.
Hiyo bill nani alitengeza?
It was sponsored by Honorable Patrick Mbele.
So MCAs katika bunge la kaunti ya Mombasa mmeamua kwamba despite nini mshinikiza gavana lazima aweke 30% ya maendeleo kwa wadi. Kwa 30% kwa kila wadi, 30% in total ya maendeleo.
30% of the total budget to be shared equally within the 30 wards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, lakini ni kama ambaye mnamshurutisha, mnampiga vita gavana.
Hakuna vita. Kwanza hii pesa si ya mtu. Hii pesa ni ushuru wa wananchi Barisa. Na wananchi wana haki ya kupata maendeleo regardless of walimpigia kura nani. Hii si pesa ya chama. Hii si pesa ya foundation ya mtu. This is not personal money. Ile yako ya mfukoni wewe unaweza amua unampa nani, unampi nani. Lakini pesa ambayo ni rasilimali za wananchi wana haki ya kupata maendeleo. So hiyo sikumshurutisha na sikumpiga vita. And by the way, governor at last alikubali kwamba, you know what guys, this is a good thing, let us do it.
Did he append it?
Yes, he of course he assented to it.
Is it a law?
Yes, of course, right now it's a law.
Implementation inaanza lini?
Implementation inaanza with the preparation of the financial documents. Is 2026 2027.
That's next year.
Yes.
So
this current budget, 2025-2026, we will have to get aware of how those developments will come at the grassroots level.
Okay. So with the 30%, what kind of development are we expecting to see at the ward level?
Of course, what we expect to see here is in relation to the functions of the county government as per Schedule 4 of the Constitution of Kenya, Part 2B. Yeah. So issues kama drainages, because those are devolved functions, inafaa kuangalia masuala ya street lighting, inafaa kuangalia masuala ya sewerage coverage. Like in Chaani, I've struggled with sewerage for the longest time. Right now tumepata suluhu through World Bank projects ambazo zilikuja kwetu. We also expect now the county government will pump resources to make sure that the network ya hiyo sewerage system imeongezeka. Those are functions of the county governments. So as far as the Schedule 4 is concerned, then hiyo pesa inafaa ikija mashinani iweze kuangalia masuala kama hayo.
Okay.
And that's why in Chaani, once the systems, this issue of the EGP system is resolved, we expect to do a youth center that will cost the county government 25 million. We have already done the BQs, the designs, and everything is ready. We just wait for them to open the systems, procurement processes.
Then, of course, we're looking at stories that made headlines across the week. We started with the e-procurement system, and now we also looked at our president's tenure. He's been in place. He's been in leadership for 3 years. He's been our president for 3 years. And the question is, are you happy with the work he has done? Ma, good morning. Ma, kona swali, Mr. Franklin. Anasema, muulize bwana MCA, with all those grievances, does he still believe in devolution? 1. Number 2, is the Council of Governors still right in asking for more equitable shares if they can't even spend what they have effectively? Number 3, how confident is the MCA that the EGP will work where SHA and eCitizen have failed, especially when they have the same blueprint and vision? And as Nigeria and India failed in rolling out the same project, and they have a considerable advantage in resources, unlike Kenya. Isn't this project just a result of benchmark abroad rather than an intellectual solving problem need?
Okay, so to start with, whether I believe in devolution, yes. I believe in devolution if we have the right leadership at the county level, both from the MCA to the governor.
Are you the right leadership?
I am in my ward. About the other seats, it's up to the people to decide. On whether the counties deserve additional equitable share, yes, of course, we have more resources with less money. And by the way, let me ask this. Why should we have more resources at the national level when we have counties which are governments? They should be releasing those functions that they're still holding according to the constitution and release the resources attached to it. Like why? And I have no issues with MPs because my MP is overworking in Changamwe. But we have constituencies within Mombasa where they can't even spend the NGCDF funds that they have in their constituencies as patrons.
What do you mean that your MP is overworking?
Yes, my main MP is overworking.
Overworking. Oh no. Wewe wacha wewe.
What do you mean? Let him speak.
Changamwe ana overwork nini? Sikuna siku alifungua kadaraja kingine pale
you can see the development that is happening in Changamwe. You can't get it in any other place in Mombasa.
Kujenga mijengo ya madarasa.
Have you been to Changamwe?
I have been Changamwe hata jana.
Can you compare Changamwe with any other constituency in Mombasa?
Nyali.
Are you comparing Nyali even before issue ya NGCDF already in terms of infrastructure ilikuwa
sasa wanirudisha huko
kwenye can you compare Changamwe as it is with any other
nataka ni compare na Jomvu ama Likoni
please yeah so I think you have the answer now on the issue of my confidence around EGP, I have already given out my remarks. I have no trust about any system that is under the control of the national government, under the patronage of Ruto as the president.
Okay. I want to take you back. You've said a lot of things, and I think Ma Amesemapo, is the Council of Governors still right in asking for more equitable shares if they can't even spend what they have effectively? You've said devolution is working, right? You still believe in devolution, and you're saying that with the right leaders, but you're part of the system, right? So as somebody who is part of the system, 13 years later with devolution, and we say that resources of service should have been delivered to the people. But we also see a lot of corruption in this county government. 13 years later, people prioritize themselves than the citizen. I'll still take you back. Is it still necessary? When you're saying we need to devolve the funds, when you're saying the national government needs to release and stop holding on to resources, is it still necessary when it's just trickling down to the same people who are going to mismanage it up at Chaani?
And that's why I've said the issue is not about the resources coming to the counties. The issue is around the leadership. So when you are going into elections in 2027, make sure you just make the right choice. Because we've seen devolution working in other counties. We have counties like Gladys Wanga just came in 3 years, and we are seeing transformation in Homa Bay. The same has happened in Kwale. The same is happening in Makueni. Why should it not happen in our counties? So the issue is not about the funds or the devolution system. The issue is around who is the leader as a governor and who are the members of county assemblies.
Hapo kwa Mheshimiwa Gladys Wanga, sehemu kubwa watu wanasema kuna mkono. Kwale pia kuna mkono.
Kwani hiyo mkono haifiki Mombasa?
Lakini kule, for example, kama Homa Bay, the president has been there 9 times.
How many times has
Raila Odinga Stadium tunajua, Kwale Stadium tunajua.
How many times? We not even
1800 ziletwa kutoka kwa wizara.
We're not even talking about the project that the national government has done in the counties. We're talking about the funds allocated for the counties to spend within their powers and mandates. We should be seeing whatever is allocated for Mombasa being used in Mombasa. Same to Kilifi. So even without the national government, the resources that we have, the equitable share and the on-source revenue is enough to transform this city.
Do you have any other question concerning that? No? Okay. All right. Franklin, you spoke about youth centers. A youth center that's supposed to cost 25 million.
Yes.
What is this for?
Well, one, according to the Constitution, the Constitution of Kenya demands that we create opportunities for young people and make sure that they grow and are given opportunities for them to grow. And one of the things that is happening is we want to have the digital center so that our youth are able to have spaces for them to do their arts. Like in Chaani, we'll be having a recording studio, both visual and audio. They'll be having training halls. It will be like a center of excellence for the young people, because at the same place we've already done a basketball court just to tap into the talents that have been untapped for long. Yeah. So according to the Constitution and the mandates that the Youth, Gender and Sports Department has, one of them is to make sure that youths are given opportunities, a platform where they're able to learn, grow, and they're able also to get the digital literacy. Yeah.
Okay. And was this in consultation? Not in consultation. Was this arrived at after having understood the needs of the youth?
Absolutely. Actually, it was part of their inputs in the CIDP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of ROI do you think we would get after this youth center has been put up?
Of course, one thing that I know is it will be able to promote the literacy levels, the digital literacy levels. Right now, there's nothing you can do without being digitech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that we really want to tap into. In Chaani, we have so many talents, including those upcoming artists, performing arts, and I doubt if we have any youth center in Mombasa as such now. So the one in Chaani will be the first one. So we expect this platform to be created, just the same way Swahili Port has been able to be a digital hub, bringing youth and empowering them, mentoring them to become who they are. That's exactly what we want to do in Chaani. Yeah.
Okay. So milioni 25.
Yeah.
Mradi utachukua muda gani?
Maybe the construction will take between 6 months to 12 months. Yeah.
Okay. Lini unaanza?
I've said as long 2025 2026
this financial
year.
Okay.
So as soon as the issue around e-procurement is resolved, we expect the procurement process to start. That will take around 21 days. Then tender be awarded, maybe another 14 days. So in 3 months time from now, we should have started up.
Faces ama ikianza
no, hiyo tunaanza mpaka tumalize. 25 million is small money for the account government.
Unasema 25 million small money. Yet kwenye hii county kuna barabara ya kuingia sokoni Karama pale. Imechukua kwa ndugu yako ni Samuel yule. Samuel nani? Mwaura, right? Ime 15 million na imesumbua kipindi kirefu sana.
Well, the issue around roads being a shared one, it's a devolved function, but you see the national government wamejua pia hapo ni mahali wanakulia. Sitaenda zaidi ya hapo, so hiyo imekuwa donda sugu. But I believe one day we'll have a leader in this country who will support devolution with his body organs.
All right then. We have been speaking to Honorable Franklin Makanga. He is the MCA Chaani ward. Before I let you go, just want to look at now what's happening in the county governments. I know we've done a mix of both. We look at the county governments, and we say that corruption it's become part of us, unfortunately, both in the national government and also in the county governments. Why do you think corruption continues despite regular audits and public scrutiny?
As earlier said, the issue of integrity, we are looking for integrity in a society that is moral ill. And unless we get the right leaders, and you see, we are able to know who a leader is right from the start before we vote them in. Unfortunately, Kenyans don't learn. Right now, we're saying that Ruto this, Ruto that. But remember, Ruto will be voted in for the second term. And it's either you vote him in or he will force himself in. And whatever will aid him to come back as the president in 2027, corruption will be part of that prescription.
Yeah. Okay. Sad truth. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time today. We've been speaking to Honorable Franklin Makanga, MCA Chaani ward. Looking at the state of the nation, man. Like I said, so we have certain conversations. We do not like them, but we have to have them.
Like today's one.
Yeah.